Hey everybody, April 14 here. It is a nice day outside, sun shining. She's chilly again though. I think I only got up to 4 or 5 today, so a little bit of heat in that sunshine would be nice. Get everybody out and about and walking around. Hope you're all coping really well with the old COVID. News is starting to slowly get to that leveling off side from what I can tell. I know BC, Alberta, all those areas are starting to flatten their curve. We're still on the wrong end of it at the moment here in Ontario. But it's looking promising. Doesn't mean anything's going to change anytime soon or anything's going to open up. I have no idea. I don't have a crystal ball for that stuff. But for what they say, once that curve hits, and BC started about a week before us, so maybe we'll be by the near end of the weekend, whatever, we'll be on the right end of that line. Let's hope anyway. As I said, my last video, this is about my 40th, somewhere around my 40th video, and I'm going to keep pumping them out as long as people keep watching. I'm anywhere between 100 to 400 views per video, and like I said, I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. This is trying to be information for SFLX Zone, or any angler, to be honest with you. Information about the sport, the industry, the series mainly, daily events. Like I said, once the series gets going, I'm going to do more actually what goes on. Like I said, I can't go building a stage or doing any of that stuff right now. So anyway, like I said, as long as I'm going to keep getting views like that, I'm not trying to be a YouTuber, but we average about, I'm going to say we average 60 boats a tournament, so that's 120 guys. So if I'm getting 200 people watching, I'm getting more than the amount of guys that actually show up to events. So that's a good number for me. All of a sudden, if we start dipping down to about 50 people watching the views and people are getting sick of it, yeah, then I'm going to call it a day. But for now, we're going to keep rolling. Like I said, this is about episode number about 40. So if you've missed any of those other ones I've done, hop onto the YouTube channel, take a look at those. Anyway, hang tight a sec. I got to pause for some yelling children. Alright, my apologies. That was a brief timeout. Like I said, I'm not good at these YouTube things or any of that editing crap, so I'll edit it as best I can and fit this right back in. I had some fighting children. After a month stuck at home together, it's going to happen. I got an 8-year-old and twin 5s, so it's every day is a new day in this house. Anyway, today's little talk I wanted to do, hopefully you find it a positive talk. I get myself in trouble with the way, how passionate, I'm going to call it passionate, the way I talk about the sport and my opinions and stuff like that. And hopefully I don't do that today, because like I said, it should be a positive one, because I got really nothing but good to say. I touched on it briefly in the last video about the state of the sport in Eastern Ontario and how good things are here with what you guys have to choose from. Whether it's a big time series that you want to go fish and be the top level, or if you just want to be the weekend guy that pops in here and there. If you're a rookie looking for a start, that's there. We have every single level in Canada in your backyard in Eastern Ontario, and that's incredibly awesome right now, because I don't think there's anywhere else in the country that can even come close to claiming that kind of variety of out there for you to angle, to choose from, to fish in the tournament sport. Anyway, pause again. Anyway, that was pause number 2 we've had. It's getting real dicey around here. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I've been in this sport now for, I'm getting tight to 30 years that I've been involved. So I've seen tournament series come and go. I've seen, the littlest series to the biggest series. I've worked for them all, fished for them all, in Canada anyway. Like I said, right now it's the best of every world. You've got with SFL, we tried to pride ourselves on, we're there for every angler kind of thing. It's supposed to be professional, competitive, professional, non-committed weekend series. It's so you take in my opinion, of the top level series, this is a committed series in Canada, would be Renegade Bass. How could it not be? They're sold out. They've been sold out every year for the last couple of years. They give away the best prize every year. If it used to be a Ranger boat, now it's a Bass Cat boat. Whatever it is, a boat's an incredible prize. So no other series in Canada currently gives something to that caliber away. So that has to be, like I said, your top level. It's the highest entry fees. That's the biggest prize at the end of the day. Plus, it draws in a lot of the biggest anglers. So, you know, you've got those guys, those top level guys, even the top level in there. Those guys do come fish SFL. Like, I'm sure it would be a hard argument for anybody to say that, you know, Lenny Devos is probably ranked the best angler in Canada at the moment. The amount, you know, over the last few years, how much he's won in all the different level of events. Like I said, there's all kinds of other anglers that I could throw in the mix of that. I'm not trying to, you know, pick anybody out, you know, to say, hey, no, you're not. That's just a quick example. Anyway, he fishes, you know, shootouts when he's not working. He's a fireman. He's a busy guy. But like I said, he fishes Renegade every year. So, you know, we've got Clancy Mulvihill, another guy, Jeff List. There's over and over and over. I don't want to start naming names because I don't want to leave anybody out and piss anybody off. Because like I said, anyway, we do get those upper level of anglers that come fish SFL, and then we get rookies every year, like guys that have never stepped in a tournament before. They come and they show up to SFL, and you just don't know. Like I've seen, like I said, I hope it's okay that I'm using Lenny as an example here. You know, Lenny's come in and he's weighed in a zero, and Lenny, the last term of the year we did, Lenny had a 22-pound bag. So you just never know what these guys are going to do, and then you'll have a rookie that'll go and show up in, you know, first tournament they ever fish, and boom, they got 16 pounds, or they might get a zero. Same thing. So anyway, that's what SFL's all about. Anyway, like I said, that's what we pride ourselves on being. It's there for everybody, not just you know, picking one type of angler. And I think SFL is a good. Almost a stepping stone for guys who want to make that leap into a series like Renegade to fish something committed, because you don't have to fish 4 in shootout. You can do 1. So anyway, it's a good stepping stone type thing. And again, to the SFL anglers, I don't want to call it a stepping stone, because I do believe the shootout anglers that just fish shootout as their top level, I do believe any day of the week they can beat any Renegade team there is. And again, bring in another club. Awesome opportunity. Here's a committed series. BAA, another great place to start. They're supposed to be a funner club. But again, if you look at some of the boats in BAA, they can take down any team in Renegade any given day of the week. They can take down SFL teams. We did a little thing before, and I hope there's been some changes and some people. It would be nice to see the camaraderie happen. I started the Legend Cup. We didn't do it last year. I don't know what happened, why we didn't do it. Maybe because I lost the year before, and it's not me to throw the shout out to say, hey, let's have this again. I hope we do. But anyway, it was a BAA versus SFL, and it was just a fun thing. No money on the line, and I wanted to see Renegade involved in that, and they didn't want to get involved the first year. I'm hoping they do. Like I said, it's just a fun thing. It's so late in the year that so many of the guys can't do it anyway. It's just another tournament to have. As far as this year, if we're going to be able to do it, I don't know. We'll be lucky if, you know, we're not losing dates and whatever, so there might not be time to do it anyway. But anyway, that's something I want to do to show that, hey, there's unity in this sport. I have no issue with anybody. I'm hoping people don't have issue with me. Again, we're not in the same wheelhouse. It's two totally separate things when it comes down to it. Like I said, I'm just, every weekend, there's a platform for you to fish. No commitment whatsoever. You can commit to it if you want, but you don't have to. Renegade Bass, BAA, other hand, it's a committed thing. You must fish all of the events all year long if you want to make the championship, if you want to make the big prize. So two totally different platforms. We don't affect each other in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. So like I said, the better we get along, the better the sport does. Then you've got your chapter stuff. You've got your TBFs and you got your BASS. Now that we're a BSS chapter with Shootout Bassmasters, you also have that with us. But there's Ottawa Valley South Bassmasters, Petawawa Bassmasters, Eastern Ontario Bassmasters. There's so many different Bassmasters chapters in the area that can get you your start in this sport, where you can not even own a boat and get involved in tournament fishing. You start in a club like that, in a chapter like that, you're going to meet guys. That guy, it could be, mentioned Timmy Baker, who fishes OVSB, and I know he goes and fishes TBFs down in Bay of Quinte. you meet him at one of these vendors with no non-boater, get partnered up with him. You never know, maybe Timmy will be missing a partner for a Renegade Bass event or a shootout event, and say, hey, that guy was a pretty young, nice lad. Let me call him, and maybe we'll team up for a tournament together. That's what can happen. That's how you can meet a partner that could be a long-lasting thing. And the hardest thing in this sport in Canada is, because it's always been team formatted, is finding a good partner. I was lucky 20 years ago when me and Scott Atchison partnered up. I wouldn't trade him as a partner for the world. We've become amazingly close, good friends from it. Even if we never fished another day, we still talk, at least once a week on the phone. It's a little bit more different in the winter. In the summer, it's pretty much daily. But like I said, that's a relationship that I got from fishing from BAOO back 25 years ago. So things like that can happen, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, again, joining a club, joining a chapter, that's what it's all about. And eventually you'll work your way up. Again, like I said, I don't know the Toronto area. I feel terrible for those guys. They really have nothing that to me is worthwhile. There's chapter stuff that they can start at, but they don't have that Renegade Bass. They don't have that SFL. They used to have Top Bass. From what I heard, it used to be like 120 to 150 boats, huge fields, great paybacks. It's unfortunate. I guess the guy's name was Ted. He got sick and had to step down. So they don't really have that spot anymore. So I don't know if something will happen at some point for them to get going again. And heading in Quebec, Pro Bass Canada, I fished them probably 10 years ago. Liette does a great job. I don't know if there's many chapters in Quebec. There probably is. If you guys know of any other chapters and stuff like that you want to mention, mention it in a comment here. Let me know. Like, they used to Ultrabas Outaouais. There's so many options out there. You just got to look for them. Like I said, I basically wanted to... Oh, anyway, okay, that was pause number 3. I guess this video is going too long because they're breaking things up on me here. Anyway, that scream wasn't from a shotgun shot. It was somebody stole somebody's toy, and it's like somebody got murdered. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Again, if I left anybody out, I didn't mean to. I just, like I said, I wanted to kind of let everybody know, hey, if you're in this Eastern Ontario region, from anywhere from Belleville to Montreal, to me, that's kind of the area where guys will travel from to get to the Ottawa region. You're about a 2-hour distance from Montreal to, the lakes, and you're about a 2-hour distance from Belleville to the lakes going the other way. And I guess, a little north of Pembroke type thing to come on down to fish one of these circuits I'm talking about. Like I said, we're all in this together. We all believe in the same thing at the end of the day. We just want to offer you guys the best product we can. And that's it. So anyway, again, please send in a comment. I just pulled that one out of my hat about what to chat about, because I thought about it in the other video. I need some more opinions on things you guys want to hear about. I'm running low on material of what I think's interesting, so I need you guys to throw some more in there. Like I said, I want to do lots of stuff on sponsors. That's put on hold. I wanted to go visit my crew. I wanted to show our weigh system, our live release stuff. All of that stuff, unfortunately, has been put on hold. Even as far as my stage trailer and stuff like that, I store all of my stuff out of my trailer because I like to use it for doing stuff. Right now, it's full of my mother-in-law's. She had to move back to Canada. She was living in North Carolina and just across the border. So right now, it is absolutely full to the rim with all of her furniture and stuff, and I haven't even been able to get it out to get the series stuff back in. I got a bunch of repairs to do. I want to do a bunch of videos on that. But until some of this lightens up where I can get her stuff the hell out, where I can get my stuff the hell in, even that's been put on hold. So let's pray for a quick ending to all of this. Everybody keep staying home, please. We're getting so close to good news happening, not much longer, when I think things will start loosening up. Anyway, other than that, stay safe, everybody, and keep the comments rolling on in, please. Thank you. Have a good day.